That sucks. Alright, so we had to shut the last live down because, fun fact, if you're live on YouTube and your phone rings or gives you any kind of notification, then apparently it takes away your audio and you're just stuck like that. So, joy, joy, joy. Silent to you feels like it's screaming to me. Back we are. Yeah, what's up again? Don't do the 6-7 shit. So, like I said, anytime if somebody calls, text, or anything, apparently you lose audio and you got to start over, which is lame. But we work with what we got. Matt, I swear my hand to God, if you call me and you fuck up this live, I'm going to come down there and shoot a hole in your pontoon. Matt, you don't even own a drone that has the capabilities of producing the quality that mine does. When you come back to NC, I'll move Casa de Curse. I'm not going to lie to the people, Matt. It's not your drone. You never showed me how to do anything editing wise. And it's always been the other way around. Whenever Matt's next Norman tournament is, that'll be the next time I'm down. Oh, come now. Pain in the butt, man. See, just from that thing sitting in there for that little amount of time, that motherfucker's scalding hot. I need my freaking pliers. I don't have my pliers. This makes this a much slower process. And it was already a slow process. I'm gonna lose it. Admit you don't love me no more. Hey, we got 20 peeps in here. We got 13 peeps in here. At least that's what my numbers show. Come on now, baby. Sheesh. So I used to be really good at doing this to where I could, yeah, just like that. I need my pliers, man. My pliers make this go so much faster. And I think they're in my toolbox. Show the pot so people know how or what you're doing. I am showing the pot. At least as best as I can. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if I got the cable length for that. Probably not. Let's see. Yeah, see this, how it's already hanging over, and it's in the danger zone of the very freshly poured lead sinkers. Melt that cable real fast. I do not need any more rods, brother. If there's one thing I do not need, it is more rods. I've got more than I know what to do with now, as it is. Alright, can we spin y'all that way a little bit so you can see? Okay. 44 peeps. I heard that. Yeah, no, we got more than enough rods, brother. We do not need any more rods. The only rods that are permitted in my shop from here on out are only ones that are given to me. See, a lot of times if you can get it to just lay, but that middle one will not, man. That middle one just won't do it. Ah, God, you're aggravating me. Get away from me. Let's see, what size weights we're making? A lot of 6s, 4s, 5s, and then 3s. Flat bank and cannonball. That's what's on the agenda tonight. It's winter time, so this is one of my favorite things to do during the winter. And it is, it's satisfying, honestly. It is a very satisfying thing to do. That much I will openly admit. How long does it take for the weights to cool down in the mold? Oh no, once I pull them out, they're ready to go. Like I just set that there just because. But see, typically once that top part right here, this little nipple hardens, you're ready to roll. Alright, where's my damn glove? And see, you want the mold to stay warm when pouring the lead. Yes, you do. You do not want your mold to cool down. And if you're using brass eyes like I am, that's what can slow you down a bit, because you cannot touch the metal once it gets so hot. And like I got leather gloves on that have plenty of holes burnt through them from me doing just that. Let's move you out of the way. Also, any coin sinker or anything like that, you have to have those brass eyes. And typically you want them centered. Alright, there we go. You want them centered, because if they go sideways, they can get goofy. Like you'll have some that'll, they just won't sit right. Yep, and my pot is it's a 20-pound pot. So I can produce 20 pounds of lead per pot fill. So we just poured that, so those are nice and cool. Open up, and we're good to go. Missed my pliers. They are pretty. Matt, you don't need no 20-pound pot. Right off the damn sinker. Everything's going to shit. Hold on. Everything's going to shit. I'm panicking. Crashing out. Sit still. Alright, there we go. I'll spin you around just a little bit. Let's see, can I actually scoot the pot closer to me without something bad happening? Ooh, that sucker's hot. Yep, see, like right there. Alright, so the pot's closer now, so I can actually see the camera. Let's see. Never seen it done before. There's not a whole lot to it, man. The hardest part about it is cleaning the lead, if I'm being honest with you. That's the hardest part, is making sure that you're using good, clean lead. And I take a lot of pride and a lot of prep work into my lead cleaning. Like I said, I bought a good amount of lead 2 years ago. Spent like 3 days cleaning all of it. And then after I cleaned all of it, then I put it into my ingot molds, which are these bricks you see right here. And that way I know I'm never gonna gum up my production pot. Because if you put dirty lead in one of these production pots, it might work a few times, but eventually you're gonna clog up that orifice. And once you clog up that orifice, buddy, it's game over. You gotta clean it manually. It can be a real pain in the butt. See, I'm seeing a lot of heat marks. Alright, we got one more pour, and then we gotta throw some more bricks in. She's eating through lead like a fat kid at fat camp that found a little box of Debbie oatmeal cookies. So one more pour. And we'll throw some blocks in her. Yeah, when you throw blocks in it too, you always want to keep a good amount of liquid metal still in the pot. It helps speed up the melting process. If you let it go all the way down, I mean, it'll still melt down. It'll just take a lot longer. So it'll just take a little bit longer to do that. So now what I will do for this, just because this could be entertaining. Alright, so let's stretch you guys out. Like I said, don't mind my shop because it is a wreck. Right now it is a total wreck. Let me get this so that cable don't touch that lid. Spin y'all around. Get you up a little bit higher if I can. Come on, baby. I know you can do it. Maybe not. Yep, there goes the Coke going to the hot lead. That's the only thing, man, going live on anything, it just eats a battery. I mean, it absolutely eats a battery. Alright, so you got a lot of impurities in there. That's what that shiny looking stuff you see is. The easiest way to do that, you just go ahead and take you a spoon. Scoop all that out until you start to see chrome again. And you can see it'll stack up here in this corner. And then you let the good lead run off your spoon. Take that, put it in there. Don't ever leave it in the spoon. If you leave it in the spoon in that little tin can, then you end up with one of these beauties. Now we're going to feed her brick. Each one of these weighs right around 3 pounds or so. So, gone, just like that. That's why you keep a good amount of liquid still in the pot. Now that one will take a little bit longer. That's a bigger brick. Maybe not. Come on. Let's give her a little friendly nudge. Oh, there she goes. We'll wait till that sinks below and we'll throw one more in it, and then we got to wait till the whole thing turns into liquid. I said it is an oddly satisfying chore. At least I enjoy it. Let's see. So we can actually move it around so you can see it hardened up right there. If we move it around, it'll help speed up the melting process. And then we get all these. Anything that's not lead will float to the top. And again, that's where your little trash pan comes into play. But I normally, once I get them to where they're at least halfway liquid, I'm going to try to spin it a little bit, stir up anything that's on the bottom that could get in the way of the orifice. See all that nasty crap coming to the top? That's what I want. I want that out. So we'll just keep spinning. See, we're all liquid now. So we can drop another brick in there, get all the good lead out. Now, you got to be real careful when it's all liquid like this and you're dropping a brick in, because depending on the size of the brick, if it melts quick, it'll try to splash back up on you. So now you can actually see where that lead is colder than the molten lead. It's actually freezing up around it, trying to cool off. But you give it a few seconds, it'll melt down. That's a pretty lead right there. Shiny, shiny. Now we'll just wait for that last block to descend. It won't take it very long. Like I said, in just a short amount of time we've been doing this, that's what we got so far. Those are all 4, 5, 6s. The key thing is just to make sure you keep feeding the pot fresh lead. If it gets all the way to the bottom, it's a pain. If I wanted to speed this up, I've got a potentiometer back here where I can actually increase the resistance of the heater coil, and that'll speed up how fast the lead melts. But if you get it too hot, you can ruin your lead too. But she's getting ready to go here in a second. I can see the bubbles. And when she goes, she's just going to whoop, gone. But yeah, not a lot to it. Just make sure you use clean lead, man. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. Clean lead is key. That, and if you want to speed it up, if you had a little torch, I don't have my torch, but I got that little jet lighter. You fire that thing up and point it at it. Every little bit helps. The colder it gets outside, the longer the process takes. Let's give it a little tap. See, she's stuck to the side. She might actually be melted. Slowly into the abyss. Poke. See how you're getting that little ball on your spoon there? Make sure that you dip that down, try to get rid of that. That easy. No shaky wakey. Alright, we're going to sit that over there. And then we are going to put y'all back where I had you. They said my shop is a wreck right now, so you're going to have to just forgive me. That's the only thing I can tell you, brother. You're just going to have to forgive me for that one. Do you pour mats? I poured mats for a really long time. And then I bought Matt his own mold. I bought Matt his own pot so that he could be fully autonomous. Because with how I work and stuff, it was just really difficult for me to all of a sudden just fulfill an order of 100 and some pounds or whatever. So it was a gift to be fully autonomous in his own business, because I gave him one of my molds, and I still have 2 of them here. Still have 2, because I used to have 3. I used to have 4 actually when I would pour mats, and I would just run non-stop. Yep, I would run non-stop with them. Come on down here. But yeah, no, Matt pours his own now. Oh, she's not ready yet. So I'm going to attempt to show y'all something. So even though we're all liquid up top, down here where the spout is, it's not ready yet. And I just got this little nipple. Also just had my finger burned through the glove. Anyway, so now that little nipple's there, that nipple can cause me a big problem because as it heats up, it's just going to drip. Which we're getting ready to see because it's going to try to drip on my mold. But the good thing about it is most of the time, if that happens, all you got to do is just actually open it up once it's ready to pour. It'll blow itself out. Tell me that ain't pretty. Alright, so see, I just lifted it up and it spewed, so we're good to go. Make sure we're good. Yeah, now we're back in business. Let's see, I just felt an eye hit the ground. Oh, well, it don't matter, I've got like 1,000 of them. So we're gonna go ahead and, we might be good on cannonballs. I might switch over to either coins or my smaller cannonballs. I don't know yet. Oh, come on. Yeah, might move over to coins in a second. Who do you sell those to? Local shop? No, brother, I don't sell them to nobody. I use them. I use them. I say I pour all my own lead. Now, I sell some to my buddies here and there. Like if they're in a pinch and they need some, yeah, they can pay me. I'll pour them some. And then most of the time, if I don't have the mold that they're looking for, I just make a deal with them. Say, look, you buy me the mold, and I'll give you the equivalent of the price of the mold in pounds of lead for what I would normally sell it to you for. But I get to keep the mold, which is beyond fair in my opinion. Yeah, I think we're good on big cannonballs for a little bit. Let me get this stuff out. Alright, so we're done with that mold for now. I'm going to just sit it right there. Don't want to do no rolls. Or do I want to do coins? That's your traditional bank. 10 ounce and an 8 ounce coin. Pencil. There's my 5 and 6 coin. That should be my 2 and 3. There's my jig heads. Let's do some no rolls. I ain't poured a no roll in a minute. I don't pour a lot of no rolls because I don't use them. I use coin. I use a coin sinker. And so whenever you're doing the no rolls are a little different. They got these little copper pins that you got to push in. And they got to go all the way through the mold. Like that. Each one gets one. And so once you get those all lined in, and they gotta fit perfect, because if they don't fit perfect, the mold won't shut. And if the mold don't shut, you could end up hurting yourself really badly. we go. So all my pins are in. Again, remember, I didn't heat this mold up, so it's a 50-50 chance if it's going to be a good pour or not. And once those are all in, alright. Alright, so wait till that cools, then you got to take those little pins and you got to work them out. You got to do it while they're still hot. If you wait, you're going to have a hell of a time getting them out. This is why I don't do a lot of no rolls too. They take the most time. Oh shoot. Let's see. Come on, baby. Come on. Yeah, no rolls are hands down like my least favorite. But they were the first molds I ever got, so my dad got them for me, so I'll always hold on to them. Every now and again, I get somebody who wants them. Gotta be careful though, because like I said, these are wire cutters. They will cut through this pin. Come. Yeah, not a fan of no rolls. Come on out there. Don't get me wrong. Oh, step there. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty. They are definitely pretty. And then you can see they're passed through. I think when I was younger, what size? Those right there, or I believe that's a, I know a 4 or 5, I don't know if it's 3, looks like 3. Yeah, it's a 4 and a 5 and a 3. And then I got another one up there that's 1, 2, or sorry, 1, 1.5, 2, and 3. Like I said, I don't use them. I couldn't tell you the last time I used one. So 3, 4, and 5. And more than likely, I'll end up just tossing those back in the pot. But sometimes I just like to make stuff to make it, you know. Now we're looking at our 5 and our 6 coins. These are my favorites. These are hands down the ones I pour the most of. Does that cool off? Right, easy. You're still hot. You ain't allowed to touch me. Stay. Stay. You are not allowed to touch me. You are still hot. That hurt the baby. You don't want to hurt the baby. You don't want to hurt the baby. Alright, let's get a pinch. We'll do a few coins. We'll work this pot down till it's done. And we'll probably call it a night. We got all winter. We got all winter to pour. And I'll end up pouring enough to get me through a season. If I get really bored, I'll pour enough for a season in a night. So soft. Super soft. Coin sinkers, once I get rolling, they can go pretty quick. They don't take very long to start stacking. That and this mold too, like I said, where I've used it so much, it's pretty well beyond broken in. This hands down the mold I use the most. Pull, cool, grab, pinch, watch it. Gotta be careful with that soft lead, man. Sometimes that soft lead will get you. That soft lead will get you every time if you let it. My banks. Let's do you for a little bit. Damn, I stopped that one way too soon. That one's gonna be messed up. Let's see, I bet you break apart at the eye. Well, maybe not. Nope. Alright, good to go. I'm surprised. Yeah, just for mass production, like these little flat banks, man, they're easy to bust out because you don't need no brass eye. But when you start getting into the other ones, they can be a little bit more of a pain in the butt. Set that to the side. Let me see if I can find something. I'm going to show y'all why I'm not a big fan of using the flat banks. Because effectively, they do the same thing as a regular coin sinker. There's one big difference though. I got to pick one that's not hot. Alright. There's your 4 ounce. In fact, we'll trim the little nipple off of it. Most time you can just twist it and it'll break, or you can actually cut it. It's all personal preference. But I use sinker slides on almost all of my rigs. A 4 ounce is okay. 4 ounce will go on it no problem. But I have found once you start getting below a 4 that sometimes the hole's just a little bit too shallow for those flat banks. Especially if you go anything below if you go below a 2, it's next to impossible. You would actually have to drill the hole out a little bit more in order to make your sinker slide work. And then just for old time's sake, pour a few of these. These are your typical bank sinkers. Why does this still have the spring on it? Again, this is a cold mold pour. Alright. So, old classic bank sinkers. You know, you can get them literally anywhere. These ones, again, some of them require a little bit of modification to fit with a sinker slide. It's not a huge modification, like it's not a pain in the butt per se. It's just, it's more than what I'm willing to do most of the time when I could just pour a coin or pour a flat bank. Those are the old school bank sinkers. A lot of people started on those. A lot of people started on cannonballs, actually. I never started on cannonballs. I started on them flat bank sinkers right there. We got a few more pours left in this pot. Probably this might be the last one before we have to feed it again. And then I'll probably shut the pot down for the night. Let this cool, trim the nipples off of them, and we'll be good to go, because I can start to see more and more smoke coming up, and that's when you know you're getting low. But we got to put some more back in it before we shut the pot off. Soft. Alright, so we're going to set that mold to the side. Let me see how the pot's looking. Yeah, so we got to add at least one more block in there. So let's unplug you guys. We'll bring you around so you can actually see the brick. Don't mind the shop, it's a wreck, I'm very much aware. Let's spin you guys around. So there's the pot with a little bit of molten lead in the bottom. Right here's our new brick. Lean y'all over a little bit. I dropped that one because I burnt my finger. That's kind of par for the course though. And just like that, she's gone, boys. She is gone. Alright, let's spin you guys back around so you can see my ugly mug again. Lighten this up. Put y'all right there. Point you down here towards me. Ooh, I don't like this dominant stance y'all got on me right now. There we go. That's a little more reasonable. So now I'm going to go ahead and unplug the pot. So I'm going to let that lead cool back in the pot. It'll be hard as a rock next time I come back. And that's fine because I'll just turn the pot on and melt it back down. But in the time that I've been pouring, which ain't been very long, that's what we got. That's pretty good for just sitting here hanging out with you guys. And it saves you a ton of money. And it's not just sinkers for catfishing. I mean, it's egg sinkers, drop shots, teardrops. If you're in the salt water, you can do all your lead that way too. Jig heads. I do a lot of jig heads in the fall. Get ready for the walleyes. And it's just something I genuinely enjoy, just coming out here and pouring lead, man. It's therapeutic in a way. But something that you gotta be aware of is, remember, you're dealing with lead. This is toxic. You gotta have some form of ventilation. Now for me, one, the main door is open. I got 2 fans running, and the eaves of my building here, you might see this crappy spray foam job, they're not sealed off. So all the fumes are rising and going out both sides, and that's how I'm able to keep myself safe while I do this. Technically, you should be wearing a respirator. I don't know anybody who does this that does that, though. And see, it's funny. I turned this off. You can actually hear the lead hardening up. It does not take long for it to start cooling off and harden up back. It's pretty cool. Now, really quick, I got 5 of y'all in here hanging out with me. Don't be shy. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you're from. Are you somebody I know from TikTok or around here local, or you just happen to find me while scrolling? Now we can have some conversations while we let the lead cool off. Where'd my stuff go? And see, as soon as I said that, we dropped down, but that's okay. I get it. I get it. It'll be time for too long to re-spool my walleye rods here. We'll start getting them ready here for too long. But I tell you what though, it's 10 o'clock. My lead's going down. I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. But hey, if you stopped in and you hung out with me, I appreciate the hell out of you. And I hope that you enjoyed watching me pour lead, or maybe you actually learned something. Either way, feel free to let me know in comments, reach out, talk to me, whatever you want to do. I'm here for all of you for anything that you need. Y'all take care now, stay bent, and we'll see you around.